Hi everyone, so this is Magic. We adopted him about 4 summers ago now. He was 6 when we got him, and he just had his 10th birthday. And our 4-year anniversary is actually coming up with him in August. We got him right after camp ended because he had come to the shelter in June. He came to the shelter because his owner unfortunately didn't have a home anymore, and she couldn't afford to take care of him, and she couldn't bring him with her, unfortunately. So she did have to surrender him and give him up to the shelter. So he was in the shelter from about June to August. In the middle of it, he did get adopted, but they did bring him back just because they thought he was being kind of aggressive. But he is actually the sweetest dog in the whole world. We have 2 other dogs that he plays with, and he really just is the sweetest dog ever. I think what they thought was aggressive about him was his bark. He has a kind of loud bark every now and then, but he is really the sweetest dog. So while he was at the shelter, he was very sad, very depressed. He used to go on long hikes with his owner, so he just wasn't used to being in a small kennel like at the shelter. So you'll notice he has a lot of pink in him, which was 10 times worse at the shelter just because he was super stressed out and nervous. And you can see he has a pretty good belly now, but he was actually quite skinny and bony, and I will include pictures to show you what he looked like at the shelter. So some more facts about Magic are that he is terrified of loud noises, so thunderstorms, lawnmowers, and he also doesn't like water. So he doesn't like to swim in the pool, and he hates hoses. And when it's too loud and there's a lawnmower, he tries to escape to the basement, so we have to keep him close and make sure that we're on the couch with him. And what else? In thunderstorms, he actually sleeps upstairs every night with my parents, just so that he feels safe and secure. We started using a thunder vest, which I'll also show you a picture of, because it kind of is like giving him a hug, and it definitely helps him a little bit. Yeah. What else? He likes to play fetch, and I'll show you. He doesn't really play fetch very well. He doesn't like to share, and I'll show you what I mean in a little bit. I'll record that. But he's very sweet. And he loves to bark, and he loves to lick. And yeah, that's pretty much it. He has a lot of freckles, as you can see. And he has 1 brown spot on his butt. But other than that, he's a very sweet boy, and he loves to stay active, so he's always outside. And he actually used to have a hiking backpack, so when he would go on hikes with his owners or really long walks, because they would do a really long trail, he would have his backpack on, and they would sleep outside, they would bathe outside, they would kind of do all those things. So the life he has now is a lot different from that, but he adjusted very well. He loves being on couches, as you can see. He likes sleeping on beds. He loves blankies. He actually sleeps with a blanket covering him at night. So that's about Magic, and I'll show you some other animals that we adopted. Magic did come from the Dan Cosgrove Animal Shelter. And he has 1 other friend from there as well that I have, but it's not a dog, so I'll let you think about what you might think it is. This is Zeke. He is 8 years old, and we actually do not know his birthday. So what we did was we made his adoption day his birthday. This is my buddy. He's very sweet, and he's a very good protector. He's a little bit lazy. He actually likes to lay on the couch a lot, but he's very sweet and he's very protective. And he does like to run around, but he is a little scary when he runs because he's very fast and he's very bulky. You can tell he's very muscular and thick. I actually got a DNA test for him, and I will post a picture so you can see what the DNA test told us about him. But just some background, he's from Georgia. He was shipped up through a rescue, and we went to Bishop's Orchard one day, and that's in Guilford, Connecticut, and they had an adoption going on. I think it was called Go Dog Days or something like that. And he was in a pen with his brother, and I'll show a picture of that after this as well. And some pictures of when he was younger. And he was so sweet and gentle. And what we didn't know about him at the time was that he had severe separation anxiety. So we learned that out the hard way when he got home. And I'm actually going to stop recording this for just a second just to show you that picture of, you know, some of the things that we had to try with him to make him feel safe. Hi, baby. So what you saw him sitting in was actually called a tiger crate. We tried normal crates, but hi, Bobby, and that's our third dog. So we tried regular crates, but he just wouldn't stay in a regular crate. He would find his way out of it. And I'm actually going to take you for a walk to show you another pen that he got out of. So Zeke does have to take anxiety medication at night just to calm him down a little bit. It doesn't alter his personality at all. He's still super peppy, and he still likes to run around outside. But yeah, so he doesn't need the tiger crate anymore now that he has medication. But he definitely needed it for a while because he was tearing up things, eating things, that kind of thing. And you'll see the other animal that we adopted, and they like to chase her around, which isn't very nice. Bo, leave it. And so they kind of sniff her around. So anyway, so for Zeke, just to finish him up, he is now 8 years old. And he feels much better with his separation anxiety. He's doing much better. And yeah, so I'll show you some of those, some more pictures of him. And yeah, that's pretty much him. And Magic likes sticks, but we try to keep those away because those are not healthy for him, and we don't want him to eat those. He is a black lab mix. And he is also not from here. He's from Arkansas. Magic, leave it. He loves those sticks. Get away from that stick. And he is 10 years old, so he's the same age as Magic. And he hates being outside. He loves being inside in the AC. And he really does not like to exercise, so we have to kind of chase him around a little bit. Let's go. So he was shipped up on a truck from Arkansas. When he was a puppy, he was found under farm equipment with some of his siblings. So he was rescued, and he ended up here in Connecticut. We've had him since he was a tiny puppy, only maybe 6 months old. So we've had him a while, and he's very sweet. He does not like our friend the bunny, but he's getting used to her, so, which he should be, because we've had her for 4 years now too. We got her at the same time as we got Magic. So yeah, so Bo is very sweet, and he doesn't really have too many quirks, just that he likes to sleep a decent amount, and he doesn't like to be outside. So that's Bobby, and I will share some pictures from when we got him as well, because it was kind of cool how they did it. Alright, I'm going to show you how we play fetch with Magic, and it's kind of tricky, because like I said, he doesn't like to share, so I'll show you. Come here, gimme. So he doesn't like to share his toys. He prefers that you run after him. So this is how we get him exercise. And if we do want to play fetch with him, we usually get another toy and throw that one. So yeah. Alright, come on. Let's go feed the bunny. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys our last pet. Well, actually, not our last pet. This is our second to last pet. And as you can tell, she's not like a dog. So what this is out here, I'll show you. I actually just recently bought her a new outdoor hutch. We keep her in this outside pen, which is actually the pen that Zeke, the black dog, broke out of. So he would actually crawl underneath the bottom of that and he would escape. So now what we do is we have fenced in our yard, which is super helpful when you have dogs, and that's better for Zeke because it's more room to run around in and he doesn't feel like he's stuck in one spot. So yeah, so anyway, back to the hutch. So this was her old hutch. It was kind of falling apart, so I got her a new one. And this is the bunny. This is Willow. So Willow is almost 4 years old now. She was actually born at the shelter, or she was brought in as a puppy at the shelter. And yeah, so now she's growing up. She's 4 years old. She loves grass. She loves carrots, any fresh fruit, and yeah, Magic. So I'm going to show you how I feed her, but I'm going to put you down for 1 second just so I can get in there safely without Magic following me in.